Yeah. All right.
Oh, hello and welcome to Queen Key BS Talk. Today we will be talking about LGBT is here to stay. So a lot of people don't know what that stands for. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Um, so we have three young ladies here, and we're just gonna talk a little bit about the LGBT community, and you guys can comment on how you feel about this situation. Keep your comments comfortable for everybody. So Cassetta,
Yes.
um,
Hey y'all.
how you feel about the LGBT community?
Hey, is it a being? Hi. Um, I embrace it. I've always embraced it, and I think that we need to apply a little bit more respect to it.
What about you?
Miss Yellow Fabulous sitting up there.
Oh well, hey guys. Since everybody might see me on here, Shanika or Roxy, my real name or my stripper name. I am what they would like to call trisexual. I be trying it. I don't really have a label. It's just when it's good, it's good. So I don't really have anything against it. It's just living your truth. I think that's my biggest thing, living your truth.
How you feel about it?
I'm
Too?
an L.
The L.
Mm-hmm.
So the L would be a lesbian.
Yeah, I'm an L.
Okay. So what does that mean in the community? The L.
Well, I don't know what it means in the community.
Or
The
to you?
community has changed, and there's more letters behind the LGBTQ at this point. But for me, it just means like what it means. I'm a lesbian.
So what are the additional letters behind it? Then?
I don't know. I haven't studied it.
LGBTQ.
Or non-binary and all this other stuff. It's like a whole,
pansexual. All
yeah,
types of
it's a
stuff.
whole lot of other stuff. So I can't define what L is for everybody else.
Okay,
Yeah. So
What are you?
I'm bisexual.
So you a B,
I'm a B.
and she a T.
She a T.
you a T. Try.
I'm with
That's a new so because that T don't stand for transgender.
No, this
She's saying her T is something else. Her T
These are all
is
different.
try.
Try
The T in the LGBT, the T in the LGBT is
I'm trying.
trans, but she's saying she'll try.
Yeah, I'll try
But
it.
that's part of the new alphabet.
What
Because
the
like
T?
the T can go for either transgender or like tri.
Trisexual.
Yeah, because like trisexual. Because I remember the first time I heard about a trisexual was on the show Sex and the City with Samantha, and Samantha was like, "I'm a T. I try anything."
Come on, Sam.
So Roxy,
You agree with that?
so Roxy, what makes you want to try? Like what makes you want to try these things?
All right, guys, we're gonna open up the door now. So, well, I thought in my 20s, I thought everyone was sleeping with their friends.
Was it in your 20s when you started?
Yeah, all me and my homegirls started having sex with each other.
At 20?
Yeah, in our 20s.
Oh, so it wasn't like you didn't know it was
It was like play
earlier.
dates, sleepovers.
No, it was like tribbing and it was,
Is that scissoring?
yes, it was like
Okay.
it was having meals at the Y. We're gonna be HR compliant because we're on.
Oh no.
Two.
So we was eating pussy.
Yeah, oh, we could talk. Oh, fuck. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, and it's so funny. Hey, y'all, first I'm gonna say this. Anything I'm saying is from my point of view. If you mad, you shouldn't have let me be there. So, click the homegirl.
Take your space.
Huh?
Take up your space.
Take up my space? Yeah. Oh, darn. Oh, I didn't have that. So me and my homegirls, it was a clique of us, and everybody kind of was branching off and having sex with each other, and we didn't know, and it came out, one day, and we all just kind of learned that we were doing it, so we just agreed with it. And then in our 30s, we stopped. When we started having kids, we just kind of stopped eating each other. Hey, y'all.
So
So we tried it. We tried it.
And you've been trying it ever since.
Yeah, here and there, but to be honest, sorry, I have to get my finger. But I had to stop because these girls are nasty.
What makes them nasty?
They're easy. They're fucking everyone. Their pH balance is off. They have BV. They have yeast. I'm not eating that. They stink. They smell. Men don't like that. Neither does women. I don't want to go down there and eat at that bread factory.
So have you ever been a pillow princess?
No, that's selfish.
That's how I agree.
Yeah, that's selfish. That's stingy. Like, that's so mean. That's like, no, that's not nice. You give and you receive.
So what made you try Casella?
I've always been attracted to females. I think that it's the most gorgeous body, and and it's sometimes it's like it's the personality, and then like they understand and like they get things. Like I truly believe when a woman is getting dressed for like a date or something, we're not getting dressed for that man. We're getting dressed for other women. And I feel like that's why women, like, we compliment each other, like, girl, I love that outfit because we know the work that's went into it. And, like, I have always been attracted to women. Like, I remember the first time I did anything with a girl, it was me and her meeting in the parking lot, and I'm playing with her titties and wanting to suck them and stuff like that. And it just went from there.
So what made you, if you're so attracted to the woman, what made you go with, a man, the bi part? What made you?
Because I have 2 kids, and I've always been worried about like that 50 Cent song, and it's talking about like it's him and oh my God, The Game, and he was talking about I remember Mama, and he's talking about being gay and like just being like in the closet, and then like with the religion that I grew up with my mom, it just wasn't accepted. It was like frowned upon, but then like for the very long, and this is just being honest, because this is adults, I have always been into like female porn, and that was my way of like just like, okay, this is me being me, and then I just felt that I need to be accepted, and that was probably like me like being in my 20s and being more concerned about what everybody else is going to think about me. So I was basically like trying to keep it undercover. But even one of my kids' father, he told me, he was like, "You're bi."
So you're being bi, really and truly, to me, it sounds like you really don't like the man. Are you like?
No, I love a man. Like, all jokes aside, I love a man. It's just that no,
Nobody said. I was not expecting
no, because it was okay. So I enjoy having sex with a man. I'm currently having sex with a man now, but I have went back and forth, and I've had sex with women. I've had sex with men. It's just that for sometimes it's easy. Okay, it's easier sometimes for me to be with a man than it is to be with a woman. And like what I mean by that is I am dealing with getting over from a female, and that was the one person who just hurt me the most. And it's just sometimes it's easier. I'm not saying that that's a scapegoat. I'm not saying like that should be something like we run to, but if I had it my way, I would have a woman with a strap on.
So, T May, how do you feel about your? Like your situation, like how did you become, the
When did you
L?
first know you
Like,
were lesbian?
Was it early or later?
It was definitely later. Like, I wasn't hanging out with my homegirls, sleeping around, or playing, eating pussy, or anything like that. It was definitely later. Y'all was a little bit more lesbian.
With your homegirl.
Oh, you say later? Can we get an age group? Like when?
It was later enough to the point where I had matured and was able to make my own decisions.
Okay.
So
it
with
was one
you,
of the first decisions I made.
so with you being there, you kind of know. So it ain't like you just went straight into like that's what I want to do.
No, it kind of felt like I was doing everything not to do it.
Ooh, you're fighting it.
Okay. So,
But mind you, like my perspective about lesbianism Like I didn't grow up with it in a household. I was born in '80. You know, like
Yeah.
first time I heard a dyke, I was calling everybody mama a dyke. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what the hell it was, but I liked the damn way it felt when it
It
rolled
makes you
off
feel
my tongue. That's why your mama a dyke. Did you know what a dyke was?
So we can say that everybody up here has had some type of experience with.
Hold on, you trying to tell us something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, come on to the couch.
No.
Come on over.
So we can say that everybody up here has had some type of experience with a man, like the opposite sex.
Oh yeah.
So making that decision to go over to the other side was, it ain't like you just said that's just straight where I'm going, because some people don't know about.
I think I'm just like a person that likes to be open, you know, like I think that's the first decision that I made, and the reason why it was the first decision that I made, because it allowed me to remove filters and not go with the norm, you know?
Okay.
Because like everybody else, this is what you're supposed to do. We're bred to get married, be with a man, do this, do that. How dare you to think of doing anything other than that? You know what I'm saying?
So how do y'all feel about, like, so you got some young kids right now that they're afraid to come out to their parents.
No, they ain't.
Yes, they
you know,
are.
like a lot of
Gayer
children.
than I could ever be.
Hmm?
I say the kids nowadays are gayer than I could ever
But you
be.
had, well, I'm gonna say most.
Are they really,
male.
or is it just a fad?
Yeah, because
Are they really? Are they
some just look like
Because
it.
to be
some-
honest, I've never had feelings for a woman. A woman is just self-masturbation. It's me. It's like she looks like me. She feels like me. It's like me. It's like a live sex doll. I've never had emotions for a woman.
Really?
After we're done, after we shower, like, girl,
We back to girl.
do not be trying to kiss me at lunch.
Really?
I don't care. We
Yeah,
just
that's what I was
muff
gonna
each other.
ask about that.
Yeah,
too.
I am.
Y'all
No,
get
I
into
do
it,
not.
like,
Once I get in the
relationship
shower,
type
I have
stuff.
washed it all off. I have control.
So you're
all
done-
the
And you
feelings.
forget about it.
Yeah, I'm delivered.
No,
delivered.
I can understand it now. Thank you for telling me openly about how it really went down.
So how do you feel about
I've never.
like their kids? Like, how would you suggest that they, feel about coming out to like their parents about this situation? Would it been, like when we grew up, it was like no, you couldn't go out and tell nobody that that's how you were. If you was like that, it was like you was in the closet.
Okay.
Now it's like
R.
it's
Kelly.
open. Now it's open, but a lot of people,
They live in homes that don't support
they're afraid.
it.
But
Yeah,
it's so
like the
many
world controls
platforms.
it, some homes don't
They can
support
come out whenever. It's so many platforms. It's music. It's social media. It's movies. They have full sections when
I
you're
feel like
searching
if
for a
it's something that
movie.
you
But if you're a
truly
parent-
choosing and you're not influenced by it, whatever comes against it will not be nothing. You
And
know
these
what I'm
kids
saying?
like all their
But if you're
money on
doing
you,
it
they
because
care about what
it's a
they're gonna
trend
say.
or you think it's cool, then yeah, you're having hell in your household.
So let's say this: you have a son.
Mhm.
So if your son just wanted, as a boy, wanted to come out and tell you, how would you feel as a mother, like accepting it? Like, how would you react to
I
your
gotta
son?
fully accept it. I'm a puss. How can I judge him? I'm engaged. And at
Well,
one
you know
point,
it's a double standard too.
no. And it's so crazy because at one point, because my son is very eccentric, gothic, he's into rock music, it was questioned. And I was like, I don't care if he is. I want him to have a loving, happy day.
I
See,
wanna
that's
be
the
happy.
problem. I'm not in his bedroom. I'm not pleasing my son. So if he decides to date me, then pick a guy that's going to be awesome to you. Pick someone that's going to support you, love you, just how I want the same female. So no, and I slept with my homegirls. Who am I to
Yeah, but-
judge?
But
Like,
sleeping
But see-
with somebody, that's what I'm saying. Like your sexuality to me is like, at one time it was like everything that I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you mature, you realize that it's the small portion of who you truly are.
That's
The sex
heavy.
is-
That's heavy.
Especially nowadays when you got all these other symbols or signs that go
Mhm.
like, like sexuality shouldn't be who you are. Like your heart should be who you are. You know?
I agree.
Yeah, so I wouldn't care if he came home with a man or woman, as long as he come home with somebody who's gonna love and support him and treat him like an actual human being. Like,
Well, see,
yeah.
with me, I don't think that is. I think that it's the woman, but the men on their sons. If the man is not that way, the man is a little harder on his son. A lot of men don't.
So
want,
is some moms.
a lot of men don't want their sons to be like that. So a lot of boys, especially if the dad is in their life, they feel uncomfortable with their son coming to them. So a lot of boys are kind of like hold back. Do you think
then I
his dad would feel the same way about that?
I wouldn't speak for the dude. You know, that's his dad, not my dad. But he's if you want to say it, he's pretty manly man. He's pretty non-skinny jean-ish.
Mhm.
So you want to kind of put him in that don't like the new
Dude, you
music
just
type
showed
of
me a
guy.
picture of him.
You know what? Stop the
I
press.
can't help it. I can't help it.
He's my
Like,
question.
It's not shade. It's the truth.
No, I mean, you know what?
But so this is
Okay, I'll be quiet.
No, to give it.
No, but
all.
yeah, still, I think homosexuality or just the whole sexuality thing goes far beyond what you taught your kids. I was having a conversation with one of my clients the other day, and I was like, we was talking about when we was younger and how you used to have periods, and they used to give you all that extra flow, and when you go to the doctor, they give you all these pills. You know what I'm saying? Like birth control pills, hormones and stuff. You know, like they tell you take 5 of them a day. You know, like I don't know if everybody else experienced that, but I'm not saying that's the cause of it. But like when it comes to decisions that or development of people, it's mostly chemical. It comes from the things that they eat, the environment that they're in.
Mhm.
Like you can't blame yourself for your child's decisions. You can just
So
support
you
your
don't
child.
think that, so you don't think that it comes from
Mm-mm.
people born? You don't think that people are born that way?
Now you're gonna get the community to kick me out. I told you that's the first choice I made.
So you think it's a choice? I
told you that's the first choice
think
that I
it's,
made.
I think it's a choice too. I think
everything is a choice out there.
I don't think that people are born that way.
You may
I
be
think
born
that
with more feminine
Yes.
qualities or
Yes.
masculine qualities,
Mhm.
and then maybe your household may nurture those qualities.
No.
Yes.
When it comes to actual intimacy,
Yes. Yes.
I disagree.
intimacy is something else. I've always been a
Yes.
tomboy all my damn
No,
life.
and I get that.
But not one time
Me
did I
too.
go in the playhouse and play anything other than mommy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being honest.
We couldn't play house when I was coming up because we ended up juicing. So house was cut out at our, we couldn't play mommy.
Okay, no, but here's what I'm
It
this is
wasn't
why
in
I'm
the
saying.
So you think
we
that
started
people are?
playing house back in the middle.
So you think people are born that way?
No, I'm not saying
Some.
all people, but some, because I have
We
read
all
articles,
different.
and I get that, but I have read I have read several articles, and they're stating that there is a hormone inside the mom, and that if the mother goes through a lot of anger, that hormone gets activated, and that can start where a kid can say, "I've known since I was little that I was gay." And like this is like, and basically, I started reading on this when Ellen DeGeneres came out, and she said at the age of 5, when she was like in elementary school, she knew that she didn't like boys and stuff.
But she had to know what gay was.
Yeah, that's all.
That's the
yeah.
difference. Like I told
But
you,
then
I didn't
how
grow
about-
up. I did not grow up in a household. First time I knew what a dyke was, I thought it was like bitch. You know what I'm saying? I
Say
had
words.
no idea.
It's words, and then you got
But
you
even
got
still
feelings.
seeing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seeing it or even knowing about it. Like you can't be something that you don't know.
But see, and I
yeah,
get that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
How am I gonna be something I ain't never seen?
because sometimes it can be.
How am I gonna say I wanna be? No, I'm gonna stop though. But how am I gonna say that I wanna I got a penis, but I don't want to stick it in no pussy. How am I gonna make that decision if ain't nobody never told me?
But was it a feeling?
Was it a feeling? That's what
Because
I'm
the
saying.
reason
Like,
why
a
I'm
feeling,
saying,
like-
the reason why I'm asking is because I knew at a very early age, before I was even penetrated
I think
by.
all women
But
like
most-
other women, or all women
Admire
are very
beauty, yeah.
aroused. Women can get
Mhm.
aroused by some of the craziest shit. You know what I'm saying? They
I
make.
can't.
But
I mean, men do the crazy shit with the little kids and shit like that. But like, women are very sexual beings too. So like, I don't
I think
understand.
you-
like,
I think what's
why
happening is
it
they're
wouldn't
seeing.
happen, especially if you have girlfriends and you spend time together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just happens. It happens in
And-
past
you're
history. It
trying-
happens in today.
And you're
Because
trying
like,
because
y'all
of
live
different
y'all
things.
life as straight women, but y'all have that history. I have more history than I have when it comes to a woman. Okay, at that younger age.
No, and I get that, but I just know that I'm only speaking for me. This is my disclaimer, like
Mhm.
Roxy did with hers. This is my disclaimer. I just know for me,
Mm-hmm.
before I even knew what a Peter was, I had feelings for a girl. I know that.
So the
It's
first
never feelings, it's just-
I mean, that's
interaction,
what-
sexual interaction
Yes.
that you had in your life was with a girl. Now, who else was in your life to display that type of thing to you?
Nobody. And
So you never seen it nowhere else? You didn't even know it existed?
No, I grew up in a very strict household.
What was the first girl you liked?
I'm not gonna say.
But a lot of times it don't even come from that. A lot of times it can come from because a man. Well, no. A lot of times women turn to other women because you've been hurt by a man.
She's weak.
That was like
no. I'm saying as a young girl,
girl, she's still weak.
Well, you know what? Nowadays you got women that turn to men when they're hurt by women because a woman will cut you harder than a man.
They will though.
Okay.
If you turn to someone else because what someone else did to you, you are the common denominator. You're weak. You're looking for an
joy of having options and being able to pick and choose, and that's what people do.
Well, let's talk about some. Well, sometimes you don't have options. Sometimes people break those options when you're young. They come into your life. They do things to certain young girls and certain young boys, and it's called rape.
Well,
sometimes, so a lot of times you have a lot of people turn to the same sex because somebody then came into your life and turned you against the other.
They stole your innocence.
Yes.
That's a different scenario.
Yes.
I can't speak on that because I haven't experienced that type of abuse to even say it. But to me, and being the thinker that I am and how I think about things, that trauma happened, but yet and still you made the choice and the decision. And in every choice and decision you make, you have an option to evaluate it at different stages of life. Whether you tell somebody about it or you don't tell nobody about it, that's just part of growth in life. So people are not stuck in their decision. I know I'm not stuck in being a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? It's my choice.
Okay.
Yeah, but some people need counseling.
And a lot of people need counseling besides
counseling. They don't even have the alphabet for their damn name.
But this is where we're going. Like a lot of people don't get the help that they so-called need, and they feel like they're covering it up by
from like a heterosexual relationship, you go to the lesbian relationship, and just keep going down and down and down because I can see that happening in the community at this point. You know what I'm saying? Using homosexuality as a pillow to protect you or another option to keep you safe. And then when you realize that bitch was worse than the one you chose before, I can see that on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a lot of people that's just trying things now. Never tried it before, just trying it now. And they're like 36, 37, and you on this whole whim. Okay. Now, when I say I tried it and I chose it, that shit, that ain't nothing. That ain't like they tell you never do crack. They told you that if you try crack one time, you'll be hooked. Never try.
Actually, I've never tried crack.
Never. I never. Don't try it.
I want to ask you guys a question because we're talking about trends. Do you believe right now, this age, that this century?
What generation? Are we millennials?
No, the babies that's in high school and junior high school. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, because I know someone who feels
you fucking wait.
I ain't got
what are you talking about?
You said the generation. I said, they're fucked. She said, because of me. Not because of me. My son is a great example. No, meaning what they have examples of. Sorry to interrupt, but no, they're screwed.
I know, but I take responsibility. And
so somebody said they think it's a mind thing.
Why is it a mind thing?
Everything is a mind thing. How else is anything created without you?
But with the mind thing, it's the nurture versus nature. So you can have that pre-existing disposition to want to become gay, but then you might be raised in a strictly church house, or you hide it, and then you end up with 4 children, and all of a sudden you end up with a woman after your 4 kids, or you might grow up in a household where you have 2 dads.
As it was when we grew up.
Okay, so
I don't think the taboo is there on homosexuality as it was when we grew up. Now you got other stuff that goes into play. You got people that has transsexual tendencies. Like,
are we not going to talk about media and everything?
No, they did that with the birth control too, girl.
No, but that's what I want to talk about though, because what I'm asking is, I know someone who feels that their child is gay because of the school environment they're in.
It's because of the
Do you
cheerleaders.
believe that? Do you
Yes.
believe that right
I believe
now?
that
Yes, I think you can be
influence on it.
influenced.
Yeah,
So
it
it
is
is an influence. When I tell
home
you,
is the base of everything. Like the kids,
fuck
is that,
home, you got Instagram.
no, home, me.
Instagram is more
Home
entertaining than home.
Fuck that. Home is me.
So-
Home is mama checking his IG, me following his friends, me knowing I'm in their group text. I'm in the mix. I know which kid did drugs, who was gay, whose experiment was sex. So home is
So is
base.
that gonna prevent him from being
Nope.
influenced by
It's just
that
going to
person?
teach him that when he does make decisions,
The
he
high
has
kid
better
from you.
tools. Nope,
See,
he has
I feel
better
it's
tools.
not with you, but I feel like with some kids, it's gonna be like, okay, let me hide this
Because they
you,
know more about technology than
Yeah.
you do anyway.
Well, what happens is
Like-
that it can't start when they get a phone. It can't start when they get the laptop. It starts when they're 1, 2 years
Say it
old.
again.
So when your child
Say it
saying,
again.
when your child like, I want to put on lip gloss, and you like, son, you can't wear lip gloss. That's for girls. Oh, I want to.
Well, I want to
get-
acknowledge. That's when you acknowledge that something else exists than what you're trying to teach
No,
them.
prime example, my son
wait.
grew up in a salon environment.
Well,
all
no.
girls, and
It
he
does-
knew that's not what you do. If that guy comes
No,
in
when
and get a
you
wig,
tell a
no,
child, I feel like when you tell a child,
It
you
doesn't-
be like, you are a boy, don't do that. Girls do that.
No, you don't do
Yeah,
gender
that's
specific
when
roles.
they're
No.
like I say, a mind thing. They're starting to
No,
separate.
your child is just learning. At one,
But you don't have to teach them that part. That's what I'm telling you. Sexuality, you don't have to teach your kids. You don't have to worry about that
no.
part.
You do have to train your child up and lead them
So
the
you
way
think
that you
You
want
have to
them
teach
to.
them to be comfortable
You think
in
your
their
ancestors
sexuality.
taught them boys to be boys and not be homosexual boys, or did they just teach them to be men?
You teach them to be a boy.
To be men.
How about we stop
But
teaching
when
them
it may include that they're homosexual.
But when you do female things because you're around your mom and your sisters, then you have
I
to.
don't think you can
then
beat it out of them.
No, you can. If I don't want my son,
I think
wait.
I think
If I
that's
don't
what
want my
drives them
son,
to it.
if I don't want my son coming in my room putting on my high heels, then I tell him at a young age, don't put on my heel. If I don't want my son coming in my room putting on my lip gloss, then I teach him at a young age, they don't know.
But you don't make a
if he don't-
comparison.
Lucius
You
lying.
tell him don't use your things, but if you tell him don't use my lip gloss, you a boy. Boys don't use lip gloss. Then at that point, they're absorbing everything.
Boys
you know?
don't wear lip gloss.
Yeah, like when you start making them identify, I'm a boy, and boys don't use lip gloss, then they're gonna start.
No.
It's like what I said when I made my choice,
teaching them,
not to do whatever I was told to do when I
instead of
came of
teaching
age.
them gender specific roles, why not just start with teaching them how to have a beautiful soul? See, I taught my son. No, listen. I taught my son to just be who you are. My kid wore nail polish. My kid wore chokers, and they like, is he gay? No, he's just expressing himself.
My kid
It's a
don't.
phase.
My child.
It's a phase.
My boy and my girl don't actually know who they are. They're trying to learn themselves, and they
Yeah, so you just let
and
them
they
grow.
no, you just don't let them grow because they have other influences. They're
They're
going to
heavily influenced.
school. They're playing basketball. They're doing
The
all,
media.
the media has a big influence. TV
I mean,
has a
it
big
used
influence.
to be like you can stop
I
your kids
sacrificed
from
my
using
body
stuff.
for that kid for 9 months. I'm your biggest fucking influence.
So that's
You
why
did.
you
So no. Ain't no think. That's what I taught him in the beginning
No,
because I knew that I was gonna guide
I mean,
him.
you have
No,
adults that
no,
go
not, and I didn't just
social
guide
media and
him.
do
No,
things
check
outside
it.
their
No, check it though.
I'm just gonna be quiet and
No,
talk.
check it. I didn't just guide him with what I knew. I didn't just guide him what my mom taught me. I got a fucking team. I got my homegirls as psychiatrists. I got friends with no kids. I got friends with so many kids. So I put a round table together. When they say it takes a village, it took a village. So I treated myself. I never wanted kids. I love you, son. Whatever. But
the village we're growing up in is not the village that we want raising our
the
kids.
village is what you make it. Fuck their village. You create. My village is beautiful. I got my old teachers on.
But that's your
speed dial.
village.
That's the one.
But that's
created.
your village. But what we're sitting here, what we're talking about is, what about, like, my question was, are some of these kids being curious or trisexual or wanting to try stuff because of social media, because of their environment?
Yes.
And when I say environment, I'm talking about, like, my friend feels that her son is into boys because he goes to a performing arts school.
But the gag is, well, she needs to let her son
He's
know.
into boys
just
because she
because-
thinks he's into boys.
Said
No,
he-
no, he's into boys. He's into
But
boys.
here's the gag. It's not the performance school. He just happens to love the arts. So what I'm saying is,
Sexuality.
show your Bible.
Sexuality is so minute right now. You know, like you should focus on other things with your kids, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Teach
And
them
then
how to better soul.
Everything else. You
You're
put
right.
the
They don't know
other
who they
stuff
are.
into
They
them.
don't know it
Because
all.
like as life goes on, your sexuality don't fucking pay you.
But
I mean,
it's-
it pays I never go broke, let me say that. But like it don't pay you. Like
Yeah.
like when you leave,
They don't know who they are.
They don't.
you
They don't. They don't.
You're
They don't.
when
training
your
and teaching
child
them and guiding
leaves,
them.
they need to lead with who they are and not
You don't
who they
know who
want
you
to
are.
lead with.
There you go.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so if they don't
Like-
know who they are, and I get the fact that they don't know who they are, but are we discrediting?
They
It's a comment.
Oh,
Miss Blackness says they don't know. So sorry. They say they don't know who they are. But
No,
my
I feel
question
that.
is, sorry, I apologize.
Go ahead.
But my question is, if they don't know who they are, then what are they doing? And if they don't know who they are, what type of conversations are we supposed to have?
You allow the child to be. Thank you. That's what I say. I treat my
don't-
son like
It's no
not his friend.
conversation.
You
Eric,
don't
I
interrupt
disagree.
it. You don't interrupt. You don't add anything to the experience. You kind of just let them be. I literally watched my son when he bumped the wall. I didn't say don't bump the wall. I kind of just maneuvered the course a little bit with his likes, his dislikes, his comfort. You have to learn. And I am an extreme extrovert. My kid is a major introvert. So how I respond and react to things, my son didn't. So I just kind of watched the environment he was in, know how I react, and I kind of just received. I kind of just watched him from a looking glass. I kid you not.
But
You
you
in church old school.
but you can't just let your child
Keep
be.
your finger up till you get to the bathroom. You're fine. The real problem.
You can't just let your child be who they are because they don't know. And it's just like a child that's
You do
saying,
it in a controlled environment.
let's say this. Your child want to sell weed because they feel like we need more money in the house. Do you just allow them to bring it into the house and sell it? We have to lead and guide our kids to the place that we want them to be. And we're the ones that's supporting them and buying these things for them. A lot of these parents, when these kids want, these boys want wigs, these boys want heels, these boys want certain clothes, you're buying these things. So you're talking about this support. But at the end of the day, are we the ones that's you talking about let's say a 5-year-old?
Support and enabling is two totally different
But then,
things.
yes, I was about to say that because
Enabling and supporting is two
So
totally
if
different
you-
types.
So at 5 years old, what is going on?
At 5, they don't even know.
So
At 5
why
years
so why
old,
would you if your
When
child
you
at 5
make a
years
big
old want a
deal.
sex change at 5 years old, do you
I'm
stand
not-
behind that?
No, because I'm not gonna get you a boob job. I'm gonna get you a nose job at the age. I don't want you physically harming your body because I am a scientific mother. You have not fully developed. So with the child, it's like, well, when you get to the age you're ready, that's the decision you want. We'll revisit it. Do your research.
at
I
what
have-
age though?
Make them do their research. Anything that and I'm gonna say this, anything that my son has wanted to do, I've allowed him. Because I would rather die being the best person I ever been than being anything in anybody else's eyes. Fuck you, mom, fuck you, dad. I'm me. So I've always let my kid be him, but I've done it in a controlled environment. I never took away from he might have thought he's been in control of his whole path. No, I control that. But I gave him options. I gave him different routes to go, and I let him know you go down that way. This was gonna happen. You go down that way. So whatever choice he would have made,
So you're
He would
saying
have to
that
deal with
so
those
sometimes you may not agree, you may just give a different option.
I didn't want him to do music. My kid just now graduated with his degree in audio engineering. I wanted him to go onto the Air Force and get all that great money. But that was his path is not my path.
So at a young age, well, see this what okay.
And my son wore wigs and nail
So
polish. and
listen,
everything.
let me ask you a
Swear.
question.
Not the
Okay,
lace
so
fronts, but like the crazy.
What is
rock
it that
wigs.
you do for a living?
Insurance services.
What did you want to do when you graduated high school?
Be an author.
What is it that you do for a living?
Barbara,
What did you want to do when you graduated high school?
I wanted to be a nurse.
I am
You
an
a Judy.
adjudicator. Never. I'm an adjudicator for the state of Ohio.
You is a good Judy, though.
I'm
You
a
is a
Judy.
great Judy, okay? No, a Judy is
But
a
what did you want to
friend.
A lawyer. I did. A family lawyer.
So, like, the
No,
expectation.
answer for yourself.
Mm.
Child, I wanted to be a police officer.
And what do you
Shit.
do for your living?
Everything. I'm an entrepreneur. I don't have a title.
Okay.
That's what I'm making the point of. We can't impose things on kids, titles and positions that they're gonna stick in boxes to be that we can't even do ourselves.
Deep.
I like that.
Deep.
No, but you can't.
When you do it and you learn how to do it and stay consistent in one box and live in that box and not have any interference, then you can teach your kid how to do that.
Well, you're not
But
actually
you can't
teaching
do
them.
that.
You're not actually teaching them. You're just giving them different paths.
You're disciplining
They're gonna see in.
You're disciplining them to remain in a box that you
No.
yourself cannot stay in.
Step outside that box.
But how
Don't
you-
stay in no
How
one
can
box.
you
You,
stay outside that
If
box?
you're
How?
focused on
because you see different things. You don't just get stuck on just
No, but
the
then-
one thing just because you continue to keep seeing it, because that's the problem.
But
We
no,
being
the box I'm
programmed.
speaking
We're
of
being,
is
we're
sexuality.
being programmed to see certain things, but until you step outside that box and look at another program that the TV may not be showing you, that the radio may not be
That's
playing,
the foundation at home.
there you go.
But
So,
yeah,
so at home, you have to be your own program for your kids, because you're going to have other programmings that's
I mean,
going to
yeah,
happen.
you're gonna be a role model. You're gonna be a role model for your kids, like what you do in your home. If you sit in the house and you smoke weed all day, and your kids see you smoking weed,
It's okay.
9 times out of 10, guess what?
They're
That
gonna do-
motherfucker ain't gonna smoke weed
Okay, so that's
because he don't see a great example of why not to smoke
but,
fucking
then,
weed.
but what I'm trying to
Well,
say
for the most part, they're
I'm
going to try.
telling you,
9 times out of 10.
they'll try it, but they're not gonna be hooked on it. And then like you got straight up dudes that raise their kids and don't let them see the weed. They don't smoke the weed. They sell hell of a fucking weed. Their kid never fucking see the weed, but that damn kid getting $10 to the nigga in school to get a damn joint.
Which is what I'm trying to ask. So, do you feel like
don't-
you're contradicting yourself,
You
Yolanda,
support them.
when you stated that you have your son, and your son, you're guiding him down this path to show you're guiding him down this path,
Uh-huh.
but then you also came back and you stated that you have to like let them like a little bit like a free will. But my question,
Ain't no free will. I'm.
no, that's what I
Ain't no free will. I'm the
I'm
parent.
glad I ain't got some damn
I'm the
kids.
parent. I'm gonna stand my ground.
I
You
got
ain't-
no friends because they ain't got none.
But that's
No.
but that's
I mean, that's what makes them rebellious.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's what makes them rebel. That's what I'm saying. But I'm
No,
gonna do it.
well, guess what? In my house, you're not going to do what you do when you leave here. You can do, but you're not putting on certain
that
stuff. You're not
preparing for the
wearing certain
world?
stuff. You're not doing certain things. I'm the parent. I'm checking your room. I'm checking your phone. I can do what I want to do. This is my house. And a lot of parents are not taking control of their houses. They're letting their kids run them and tell them what they want to do.
That
This
started
my
back
house.
when you was in your mama house, though. That started back when you was in your mama house.
That's right.
Okay,
And I
so
came-
you progressed to now.
came out
so
fine.
you can't really be.
I'm
no, but
fine. And
back
people-
when you was in your mama house, you was rebellion too. We did shit
Man,
too.
my mama
We
was-
despised our parents. Like
all the time.
I got one like him,
Yeah, what I
but
wanted
the
to
older
do.
you got, the cleverer you
You
got.
got slicker to do it.
But guess what?
And you did. You
But
did.
guess what?
But I'm saying,
my
like, now
parents,
there are generations ahead of
of
us.
course.
So there's no way. If I did have kids, you crazy if I'm gonna be sitting here trying to be a ninja and stop them from all the damn troubles in this
You
damn
know
world.
what? You know what I teach my son? I say, I'll teach you one.
You have
hang
basic
yourself
principles
up.
that you
Yeah,
can teach
there you
them.
go. And that's all
I
you
think when
can
it comes to
do.
sexuality, you might as well fucking forget about it because you got too many shits against you. I'm not saying that you can't fucking damn love on your kid and pray and ask and believe in God to deliver your child from whatever you see is a bad thing. But harboring on a fucking sexuality compared to all the other things that go into being a damn human out here in this world is the last thing. Because it keeps going. Sexuality is the least important thing in a motherfucker life right now, okay? Because they got trisexuals, they got they got all kind of shit. Like it goes too far.
It's too much.
I
It's
stopped at lesbian, okay? It's the beginning and the end for me. L. I am the L. But I'm telling you, that train run out. That was 1980. It is what? 2022 right now. I'm just saying sexuality should be the smallest thing. When you think about sexuality, you should think about why they made that choice. Not that they did make the
it's the
choice. Don't
programming.
fault yourself.
It's the
You can't
programming.
fault yourself.
We are
If it's the programming,
We'll go deeper. We'll be opening up a whole third.
But
no, if it's the programming, you can't go back and beat the programming up. You can't go get the
We
programming
are
back.
we are naturally
It's
we are
that
naturally built to make and create. So why can't the the two create.
I mean,
If we are
homosexuality
so if
has
we,
been around since heterosexual.
yeah, but why is
Okay.
it so big right now?
It's always been big in the black community because
No, it's
that's the way
real
that the
big.
colonizers
I think it's
always
big because
use
we have
black
so much
men.
access to
They always
technology.
use
Yeah.
that type of situation to break black men. Somebody told me about the story in Jamaica, how they would bring the men out in the courts, and I ain't no professor or anything like that. I'm a fucking barber, and I hear stories and I relate them back to you. Okay? Tell me how they took them out in the center of the court and they fucking damn abused the black men to break them down, okay? So, because I had a problem with the whole thing, like, not even a problem, but just trying to understand, you know, how homosexuality is in Jamaica. But this shit has been going on for years. It was,
Yeah.
they've been trying to turn them into what they are now way before you even decided to be a damn
See, who is
breath on this earth.
who is somebody said that parents need to take
That's why
control.
it goes back to the base
these
of
is
the
why
home.
these
Mr.
kids
Jackson.
have to-
Absolutely.
Gayness is the last thing you need to worry about.
That's why
Homosexuality is the
that's-
last thing you need to worry about.
part of me-
Mental health is number one.
That's the part of me. For
Whoa,
wait,
whoa,
part of-
whoa,
wait, part of
so-
me for being a hippie.
wait.
So that's why it starts with the soul, the foundation. What you teach at home. I have always given my son positive affirmation. I've always supported him. I did not overindulge him. I did not enable him. I did not coddle him. I disciplined him when it was necessary. If I would have caught
When
one
they
of my
got
sons,
phones.
if true, true.
Your son is 21 now,
so
right?
no, you teach your son. I
Your
never.
son is
Yeah,
21,
I will be
right?
21.
Okay.
I never
But people
monitored.
raising kids now.
Here's the gag
Those
though.
are kids
I never,
raising
but
kids.
listen though, I never monitored, I never over micromanaged him. I let him be. That's when I say he was my science project. I didn't just let him run free. I just set the tone,
maybe it's
and I
because
watched
you're
how he
free.
reacted.
You
You
don't-
don't. I'm a total
Yeah,
spirit.
you don't.
But he's an extrovert. He's an introvert.
You don't let
So
your
I-
kid.
But
I-
yeah,
You don't let your kid. You don't let your child run free. They're not free.
They are. That's how you manage.
No,
You they run free in a controlled environment. If you set the standards, you
We're
set
not
the foundations,
elaborate.
the morals.
That's elaborate.
No. What I'm
It's
saying
elaborate.
is, I let my son be who he wanted to be. When he said
they don't
he didn't
know.
want to
We
be
didn't know. They don't know who they want to
And
be.
Well, you know why they don't
didn't
know what they wanna
shit,
be?
He couldn't tell me shit, and I
Because
did what I
of the
wanted to
culture.
do.
the culture. We don't have any culture. You can't seduce your young male or your young female child the same way that everybody else did because we lost the culture. We wanted jobs, we wanted money, we wanted to damn go to work and give our kids Jordans. We didn't think about any damn thing else. The shit
I didn't
that
raise
bred
my baby
us,
like
we
that,
don't
yeah.
think about. And it ain't damn being poor that breeds us. It's all those teachings and upbringing.
So did the hippies grow up then?
What hippies? I'm talking about black people.
And I understand that. I know, but what I'm saying.
You're on the West Coast and they're white, okay? I'm talking about the ones that was out there, the Soul Brothers and the Black Panthers and all those. I don't think we motherfucking damn use the same tactics that we're trying to use now against this shit. We put so much emphasis on it, it gives it power. You
I
understand?
think that's true. I think that's
Saying
true.
sex in front of
But-
everybody's
but I-
eyes
but I-
nowadays, all over TV and radio. Kids are more confused and more acceptable of the different titles that are out here. They're extreme because if that's why I say we don't want to open up the third eye. They start breaking down the
Y'all
home.
late.
We lost our roles. We lost like what people are supposed to do, how men are supposed to support,
Y'all late.
provide, women nurture. Not saying that that is your only role, but people forgot how to really just coexist in a household, because when you coexist and when one partner is making things happen in the other, the kids grow up in a safe, loving environment. Parents wasn't arguing and doing drugs in front of the
One thing
kids.
I think,
They took them out of the home because of the war. People got on drugs. They brought prostitution. It just broke everything up. So I raised my son with a little bit of everything, a little bit of old school, new school, futuristic, hippie. He was my
but you
science
was more
project.
contemporary in your
Yeah,
raising. You
but
was more
then-
contemporary in your raising.
I was extremely
Yeah.
just like,
Like modern, not
Yeah.
like really constricted, you know what I'm
Not at
saying?
all,
to
not at all.
one particular
but I
thing.
would have not let him go to the extreme where, Mom, I'm getting sex change. I would have said, I was a
That is
nerd. mom.
nowadays.
No, I would
That's
have read the
now.
book and said, do you see what this do to your body? Look at the stories. Look at
Kids
the
feed
results.
on shit like
Like-
that, you know.
But
It's just,
but then,
it's
like,
crazy. Like you tell me not to do something, and I'm gonna do.
Well, what's going on is that a lot of times while one parent is letting it be free, the other parent is not involved at all.
Woo, you better
Like,
talk about who you lay with. You better stop flipping and falling on the
somebody,
wrong dick.
I think a lot of
I
these,
co-parented with mine.
I think a lot of these men need to actually step up in their sons' lives and actually show them manly
They
ways
can't show
to go.
them what they ain't got. They ain't show them what they ain't got.
Say it again.
They can't show them what they ain't got. This shit started back in the 80s with the damn crack epidemic.
No, 50s when they start sending them
No,
to
no, they're we
That's
get
what they're on.
yeah, when they start sending where they start coming back on
But I think the crack epidemic really broke up a whole lot of households. You got a lot of
You got the dad home, the dad coming back from work crazy. Now the mom got to go to work. Who's there to check book bags? Who's there to nurture them? Make
And
sure
then you got the consequences of like, your daddy can't live here and we stay here too.
broke the homes up.
Your daddy gotta get the hell up out of here.
And
'cause
then
we
daddy
can't
living
stay
up the
here
street with a new family.
So
No,
with that,
daddy on the street.
but so with that being said, a
We
lot of
took care of the black male.
but a lot of these
And
dads are
that's
trying
our
to be.
job. We haven't. But that's the whole breakdown of
No,
it. Gay
Now,
male.
fuck all the lesbian. It ain't about taking care. It's about taking care of. It's about taking care of self. That's
We've
why
been
it starts
doing
in
that.
the- We nurture self.
Question. So just to bring it back, because I have been enjoying this conversation of y'all over talking each other.
Yeah, it is a lovely
Yeah,
thing.
it's a
Yeah.
sexy argument.
Is it here to stay? That was the topic for this conversation tonight. Is LGBTQ with the train running behind it.
LGBTQ
Is it here to
is
stay?
so prehistoric.
No, LGBT.
It's
LGBT.
prehistoric. It's like the dinosaurs. The
Where did
things
it
of
go?
the
Where
past.
did it never left?
Because you can't even say somebody's gay. It's like some people, they just meet people and they just go off of energies and attractions. You know what I'm saying? So like this motherfucker cannot be gay all day fucking life. Never had any inkling or thought. But the way that energy transforms nowadays, anybody can be in a situation.
Is that like Janae Monáe, who says now she's is it?
I don't follow trends.
Okay, I'm not asking about trends.
I mean, Janelle Monáe, it's a trend.
Hey,
And they put it out here and we talk about how we're
Things about my
influenced.
girlfriend.
You know what I'm saying? How we're influenced. I love fucking Janelle.
You know,
This is the last
you
time
know.
we've been together.
Okay.
You too. But no, like, because I just want to like us to make sure like we're trying to like stay on topic. But what
I think sexuality is a distraction. It's a
From
distraction.
the real person.
It's a distraction
What the
from
world is
building
really-
other things.
Yes.
You know, like I said, that was my first choice. I spent too much of my time being a fucking lesbian and not being motherfucking teammate, okay?
Okay.
That's dope.
It's a fucking distraction.
That's dope.
It's the smallest thing you should worry about. AIDS is taken care of. We got safe sex. People ain't dying over AIDS. You know what I'm
And then
saying?
we got
That's
the
the least thing to worry about is who your fucking kid is screwing. You don't want to be there whether it's the same sex or the opposite sex. Do you want to be in the
I want to be there regardless.
And then, you want to be there to make sure it's
What she say?
I need that part too.
If you house getting, ain't nobody in my house
Oh, you
getting
know, in your house. In your house doing it. I'm saying, even if your child, if your child is a heterosexual child and they go along and they marry a woman, you don't go to their bedroom. Your intentions, your imagination do not go past this damn living room when it comes to that shit. So you should treat it like that because it's the last thing that you should worry about. You should worry about more about them being confident in themselves, knowing that they deserve love. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they can get love. It don't matter who the fuck get them that love, but knowing that they deserve it.
But do you not think that is very mental? You don't. I mean, you got so many older people that don't need. They're confused. They're going from man to woman. Then the woman.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you, you can't.
Boys,
too much uncertainty and sexuality for you to focus on
because they don't know.
Strategically, sexuality is uncertainty. You got niggas that be down doing shit on the low you don't fucking know about, and that shit is at a rapid pace. We ain't touched that shit, okay? That shit is at a fucking rapid pace. But like, for you to focus on just that small entity of a person and create who that person is, whether it's your child, it's a friend, it's a neighbor, whatever. Like, who gives a fuck? Because right now, these motherfuckers out here doing all kind of crazy shit, and I thought I was freaky, but they don't out freak me. I'm done, okay? Fucking done.
I think it's hard to. I think it's hard to worry about what's going on with somebody else's child and what's going on in somebody.
Or even your child.
Well, what's going on in somebody else's household? But you got to take control of your own house. I don't.
I can't control their sexuality.
No, you can control your
Hell
child.
no, you can't control their urge.
Let me finish. You can control your child. What a lot of people are not doing.
So are you controlling them with what's right, or you controlling them with, what you think is right?
You're controlling them.
Are you being the God complex in your child life?
Answer the question, because basically what's going on is because we've been brought up
to believe in a certain thing.
We've been brought up a certain way, and what's happening is that
it's changing.
Me as a woman, and me knowing that a man and a woman has babies, and that's what that's what creates. So I feel like that is right. Now that's just my opinion. So yeah.
So in Christ, we so I'm a Christian first, but I do understand.
Right. Let me finish. Let me finish what I was saying. So that's
are not in this environment.
Okay. So I just feel like that's the way that I've been brought up. That's the way I want my children to be raised. I don't have no control over. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. So I don't have no control over nobody else's households. But what I think that people should start doing is taking control of your own household. Don't try to control what's going on with somebody. If somebody else's kid is bisexual or transgender, or that's what's going on with them, then that's something that was going on in their own household. But what we're doing is that we're not taking control of our own households. And that's just not sexuality. That's a whole lot of things. That's kids doing a whole bunch of different things.
Between it takes a village to raise a fucking community, or a village to raise a child, whatever it is. You know, that was like the thing back in the days. You cannot say anything to somebody else's child, because it's really not the kids that we got to worry about. It's the trauma and the unhealed shit in the adults that's raising the kids that we should worry about. And I've been trying to say that because, hey, none of us are clear from the damn eggs to be thrown. I remember, I hope my mama never look at this, but you know, like, it's always something, you know, like, yeah, you was taught that and that was your belief and that's the way you was raised, but times change, environments change, it's different situations. And who said that what you were taught, what they taught you was the all to be had? Mm-hmm. That there's no more knowledge to be grabbed. There's no more understanding to be had. Like, yeah, you was taught that, and that's the foundation of what you teach your kids, but you can't control them with your own beliefs. Yes. Especially when it comes to something like sexuality right now in these days and time. And I mean, I ain't saying it's right or wrong, but it's just too much. The category has expanded so wide.
But we can control.
So it gives you an easier way out.
But we can control our households, and when you lose, we can't control our
negative. That's where I'm at right now. Breathe.
But we can't control our households, and when we lose that control, that's the problem. But people keep saying they can't control your household. When you lose that control, then it becomes a problem.
I think how you control your household. You have no control over nothing but yourself.
No.
Nothing but yourself.
I think we probably are saying the same thing. We're agreeing. I think control is the word that's kind of like knocking it off. It's not control, because you really cannot control another human being.
You can't control nothing but
free will and free power, but you can
even
set the tone, set the environment, set your standards, your morals, your values for your children in your home.
And what's gonna help you
too
sleep
many
at
times
night?
they do. Too many times people, what they say, people in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks or whatnot like that. So they're so focused on what's going on in second home versus what you got going on with yourself. Somebody also asked us that I saw in the chat, when did it start? Somebody asked in the chat, when did so sorry, I was going to get to that.
When did LGBT start?
Yes.
Well, I guess it would go back to the civilizations when women was having babies. I don't know. When did it start? It always exists. I mean,
I think it always existed as well.
Any pretext, I'm not going to say, like, with women on women, it always been there. It's always been there. Like you got queens and stuff. Like when you see the timepieces where they always have these women that's their maids or whatever you want to call them, you know, like, hell, some of them enjoyed the company of a woman more than they enjoyed the company of the king. Like, this shit been going on forever. Women always had sisters. Sister wives always been around. Because
Control
especially in
to a certain
I agree.
Oh, absolutely.
in the patriotic
Absolutely.
society,
Yeah,
it has
that's-
always been there for the L.
But
okay?
that's my
I
thing
can't
too.
read that and
You
look
you
at this.
can definitely control your child consume as far as sexuality up until a certain age. Like
That is
and,
true.
and
You
that's what
can't.
and that's what a lot of people not
Saying,
like you
like
can. You
R-rated
say
movies
you
and stuff
can't.
like that.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Y'all are
No.
discredited
And then when
in
it's
AI.
No, no.
Y'all are discrediting technology.
No, no, no.
Y'all are taking technology out the
Okay,
equation.
can we do this right
That is
here?
true.
Because like I want everybody to get their stuff said, but can we just like one person at a time talk?
Go ahead.
This is heavy.
I don't like. I'm just asking.
No,
But no,
no,
it's a discussion.
I like it.
But some.
I understand what you're saying. She understands what I'm saying,
But some of
and
the-
I stop.
Yeah, we just
Maybe
want
we
the
need a better
we want,
tonight.
we want the audience to
Do
be
you
able to-
think the Real Housewives of Atlanta
I don't
take
watch
the
it.
time to stop and let a bitch speak? I don't watch it either. But when I did, they didn't. Okay.
yeah.
But it's a discussion.
But no, I do think that you can control up until a certain age. Not control, but you can set the tone. Like when my son, up until 7 or 8,
Example.
he did not watch R-rated movies. But when they did kiss, I did not make him turn his head. When they were kissing, I would say, oh, that's what two consensual adults do when they like each other. That's not what an adult does to a child. And sometimes men
So
and
you had
women
a
do it. I was a
disclosure.
blunt mother. Every moment with my child was a teaching moment. When sometimes I didn't yank it from him, I just said, okay, so you've seen that. Let's walk through this. How do you feel about that? Every year on my son's birthday, we did like a review. How have I been as a mother? Are you still upset with me? So if he had anything that he needed in his life or he was lacking, he would tell me. I'm like, this is your open time to tell me my flaws. So that's what I say back. It's not about
So you treat your
sexuality. It's
child
about-
as a job.
So my thing
I didn't. First of
Hell
all,
yeah.
first of all, I didn't know
A
Jack
child is a
Spratt.
job.
Yeah, I didn't know Jack Spratt shit about kids. So I read books. And I'd be like, oh, 6 months, he's walking. Oh, he should be doing this. So I looked at the psychological. I looked at the nurture versus nature. And I looked at how my mom raised me. Transferable job skills, transferable parenting skills I took to my son. So when it came to sexuality, I said, oh, I remember we were younger. We couldn't watch the kissing movies. But why did they make us turn our head? I was curious.
It's because
So
they
I
grabbed
fed
your
my son's
attention.
curiosity.
What you
Yeah.
tell them not to do, that's
so we got
attention
5
grabbing.
minutes. So my
I really enjoyed this.
so my thing is with
You can't
so
control
with
what
my
your child
thing
consumes as
Tamara,
far as technology
Tamara.
goes.
so my thing is
No, you can't.
about control
gotta
and
be
let me
honest.
finish. My thing about control is you do control what they watch on TV. You do control what kind of hairstyles
You can't even control what you see on the
you
TV.
do. Yes, I can. I can. All I gotta do is don't watch it at all. But I control what my child watches in my house. What I do is I control the clothes that I buy my child. What I do is I control where my child goes. I can control all of these things. I'm not letting my child go get eyelashes. I'm not letting my son put on no dress. I'm not letting my son go to school with heels on. I'm not letting certain things happen. You have to take control and don't let certain stuff
have a
happen
question.
if that's not what you want to do. You take control. You don't let them
I
happen.
think they
No. This is I have my hand up. I have my hand up. I want to be acknowledged.
That's a pretty
But
man.
thank you, gorgeous. But no, but this is this is I have a question about that because of the fact that I understand where you're coming from, but I just want to kind of say BS. And the reason why I'm saying BS on that is because kids get money. Kids are getting gift cards and stuff like that. Kids say, okay, can I go to this mall with my friends? Kids are out here buying stuff. They are going online, ordering stuff, having it sent to their friend's house, to somebody else's house. So you're controlling what's in your home.
That's right.
But we don't know because of the way that it is right now, like what's going on at the other house. I remember as
You're
a
not
kid,
going.
no, this is what I'm saying. As a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I was sneaking clothes out of the house to dress titties out and everything to wear at school. You have kids nowadays who are basically saying, because like you can't control what a kid is doing.
Yes, you
No, you can't. That's what I'm
put the fear
No,
in them like
no,
you had. It's certain
My
stuff.
mama don't even believe in God anymore.
Can I get my
They say the other mic.
Can I get my clothes in
It's
real
to a
quick?
certain extent.
Hold on.
You do it to a certain extent. Go ahead.
Your hand has not been up long enough. No, because I ain't used to
2
raising
minutes,
it.
2 minutes, go ahead.
Hand. Your hand has not been up long enough. I'm gonna get my closure. Listen, I don't have kids.
We know that.
But I am a fucking student of this life, and I know a lot of issues and problems that exist that's outside of yourself usually come from yourself.
Because you're entrepreneurial.
Whether you have kids or whether it's a relationship or whatever, if something bothers you, that bothers you. And we ain't did the work.
Don't point at me.
No, I'm saying, ladies, everybody, we ain't did the work. How can
Put in
we
the work.
how can we heal others when we ain't even healed from ourselves? You know, like we just been given money and opportunities and we force them down their
Okay,
throat.
2 minutes is up, Roxy.
I'll be done.
Well, first of all, I really, really have enjoyed this. And I love the passion everybody felt and everybody. I think I agree with a little bit of everyone. Like you
I agree with
truly
everybody.
can't control your child's environment due to technology and the access that
you put in as
that
much
entitlement
as
they
you can.
have. So you set the tone, you set the foundation, you give your child the tools. So when they go out in the world, whether they're lesbian, trisexual, heterosexual, or bisexual,
Yeah, put in
you
your
give your child the tools and you let them go. Because at the end of the day, children grow up to be adults. They're not always kids. And I just let my little dude be. So it's trisexual mama praise a pretty good child.
I'm just saying, get your own stuff together.
2 minutes.
Get your own shit together. If your kid's sexuality bother you, then maybe it's something you need to rewind in your head about what happened in your sexuality choices. Because I chose mine.
I feel like this is a subject that we can probably do a part 2 on because there's so many
I really
factors
think
that
we
go
should.
into it.
It's
It's
definitely-
mental health, it's home, it's
Yes.
surroundings.
And I
it's
will
your
learn
time.
how
There's
to
a
read
lot
the
that goes into
screen.
it.
I'm gonna read the screen so I'll be on target too. To start.
Yep. I think that a lot of people go through a lot of different things. So
Gay used to be big.
No.
Gay used to be big. Focus on something else. Gay was big. Gay used to be big. Girl, I used to run down to the end of the school driveway to get in the car with the gay girls because I didn't want nobody to see me. Gay used to be a big thing.
so what gay is
Now they go to prom together. Whether it's homegirls or not. Like, it's over, y'all. It's over. Don't worry about their sexuality. Build their spirituality.
I agree.
Build
I
their fucking
think we all been
spirit.
saying the same thing.
And that's what homosexuality taught me.
We have.
Let me be the black hippie. I think we've been all on the same page here.
We have.
So much love.
We have.
And thank you so much for inviting me. This is dope.
It's the same kumbaya.
I
Yeah,
know,
it's
right?
better than looking at Biden.
Yeah. So I want to thank each and every
And
last
I
one.
see all y'all comments. Yeah.
I want to thank each and
I
every
just
last
want
one of
more
y'all young ladies for
camera.
being on the show. So we're gonna go ahead and close out. And remember, stand for something or you will fall for anything. Thank y'all. Peace.
Woo!
That was really nice.
No, we argued the whole